one-off situations where you've got to do that. We've got the strongest squad. We should hopefully go on to win the leagues to infinity with the squad we've got just now, but certainly cup games are far harder to win. We've seen examples of that down the years, but you know, the way that Brendan gets his teams to perform, the quality of finishing, the standard of play, and everyone to a man certainly has given their all for the cause.
And just remember, if you are a UK or Ireland subscriber, you'll be able to tune into our social media channels now to watch all the post-match double treble celebrations here. We'll be able to screen all them on our social media channels, so it'll be certainly worth watching. And obviously, if you are a subscriber to Celtic TV overseas, just stay tuned, because we will bring you Scott Brown leading the team up for the trophy lift when that does happen. But the Celtic fans absolutely delighted as all the backroom staff come on, and Brendan Rodgers very much aware that it's a team effort by everyone.
Gone are the days when we just had Neely Mockin and Angie and Scotty as a sort of backroom staff. I was just shaking the hands there of Neely Mockin Jr. Just in there, and but that's probably one of the reasons, or assisted the reasons, of being able to help. You know, the manager is so professional, so thorough and detailed, that anything we can help to our advantage, he's going to get it and utilise it. And all those lads who are out there taking a little bit of glory, they've all helped their part in making this football club so successful.
Well, the manager also calling on some of the players who weren't stripped for action today. Jack Hendry, of course, cup tied. Johnny Hayes not quite back to full fitness. Odsonne Edouard, of course, injured as well. But it's very much a real team here, and it's a team effort over the course of the campaign. Incredible. Celtic, the treble winners again. At this moment in time, you feel for the losing team, because they're out there and having to wait in all these celebrations, us come to get to the mirror. You know, Motherwell certainly put in a good effort in the second half, and they've done well to get to 2 cup finals this season, but they've come up against the juggernaut that is Celtic, and Brendan Rodgers and what he's been able to bring to this football club. They've not been able to really get a game today, but you know, they've done well ever so well to get to 2 cup finals, and you know, getting a good round of applause, I think, from, you know, both sets of supporters. Well, Motherwell certainly in the second half maybe gave more of a fight. They had a couple of half chances, but really Celtic is from the moment that Callum McGregor scored after 11 minutes, it was in control really for Brendan Rodgers' side.
Well, we do sort of see out games very, very well. I know there was a long way to go before after Callum, but there was a sense of expectation when Callum put us in front, and then followed up by Olivia's finish. There was that sense of expectation. Well, we've been here before, we know what it's about, and we can just see this game out, and I think that was the case. Not that we didn't want to go and score more goals, but it was certainly a case that we've got a professionalism about it. We know what it needs to get over that winning line, and certainly having a couple of goals of a lead of a start would certainly put us into those kind of positions, so that was certainly the case today.
So the Motherwell players just making their way up the stairs to get their losers' medals. Of course, they've been on this same trip before early in the season in the League Cup. Will be disappointing for them, but overall, you know, to get to 2 cup finals is certainly very impressive, and very difficult when you're up against a team of Celtic's quality.
Well, it's magnificent. The manager Stephen Robinson has done ever so well for them to get to 2 cup finals, and some of the games they've won along the way has been impressive, but you know, this Celtic team are you know, just a hugely different level within Scottish football compared to the rest, and they've given it as good as they could have given it today, and obviously fell short. You know, such is the quality and the strength and the depth that Celtic have at their disposal, and once again showed their class, oozed their class, and that first goal, keep raving about it, that first goal from Callum would have been enough to win a cup final, but we just needed that extra security, and Oliver put the game to bed with that second one.
The officials now going up. A pretty easy game for Kevin Clancy to referee. I mean, Motherwell were pretty competitive, but there was nothing really nasty in the game at all.
A couple of wee challenges you thought maybe just you know, could have been done with a wee bit more sterner action, but I think for the most part. I think maybe the conditions certainly made for that as well, where, you know, if it's you know, less of a temperature, you know, a more pleasant climate to play football in, I think you can get running about the park, you can show a little bit more strength and desire. You get your energy sapped out you fairly quickly in this kind of performance.
Well, listen to the Celtic fans as Scott Brown starts to lead the Celtic team up those steps. He has done this on numerous occasions. The Celtic manager, the Celtic captain, of course. It is his testimonial weekend. Celtic versus the Republic of Ireland tomorrow at Celtic Park. It's sure to be a party atmosphere, of course. Martin O'Neill back at Paradise. Certainly plenty of Celtic fans within the Republic of Ireland ranks, and of course we're all there to celebrate a great Celtic captain who is a treble winner once again, and he will certainly be looking forward to lifting this trophy. Just waiting for the word to make his way up. It's the Celtic players with their manager, and always a wonderful sight. You remember, I mentioned earlier on, the first cup final 1972, seen Big Billy lifting that trophy, and it's great to see Scott Brown doing it yet again.
Yeah, my first one was in 1975 here against Airdrie, and a 3-1 victory, and that was Big Billy's last game for us, and you know, it was a very special way to go. And this is not Scott Brown's last game. He will be here for years to come, as long as Scott Brown wants to be here, because such is his strength. And another impeccable performance once again from our captain.
Well, he is Scotland's Player of the Year. He's Celtic's Player of every year, and the trophy aloft. Celtic, the Scottish Cup winners, the double treble winners. Wonderful achievement, and Scott Brown approaching 500 games for the club. He'll have a great weekend. Every Celtic player will savour this moment. Another winner's medal. It's become a happy hunting ground, Hampden.
Listen, it is a lucky omen for us. A lot of people talked about the Hampden hoodoo. Brendan has put that to bed very politely by winning every time that he has been here, and it's just nice to see the celebrations of the players, and obviously I think it'll be a different Kieran Tierney as well, who comes here and made it in plenty of time for the celebrations.
Well, quite rightly, is just can't get enough. Last round, Hampden, most of Hampden still full. It's only the Motherwell fans streaming out, but the Celtic players, each of them giving their own special cheer as they lift the trophy and get their medal. Very much a team effort this afternoon. Celtic winners of the Scottish Cup, the most successful club in the world's oldest club competition. And the players will go down to that podium for some pictures before they do the lap of honour to greet the Celtic fans who have, I think, more or less stayed to a man. It's always a wonderful sight when Hampden is bedecked in green and white.
Yeah, well, this is the way you want to see Hampden, isn't it? It is a beautiful, it's the best colour, and it's wonderful to be able to see the players being able to join in this and making sure that no one supporter has left this old stadium.
Well, Moussa Dembele, I think he was given man of the match in the stadium here. He had a fantastic performance, and Brendan Rodgers, listen to the cheer for the Irishman. He has just made Scottish football history, the first man to win a double treble, and that is quite remarkable.
It's a stunning achievement, something that will never be beaten in my lifetime. It'll take a few years to get it, but if there will be a team that will be beaten, it will be us. But we want this to continue. The talk there, hopefully we continue this kind of form as the party has started. Our captain out with the champagne first.
Well, Brendan Rodgers, as the Celtic fans singing, this is how it feels to be Celtic. Brendan Rodgers here for 10 in a row, and he is bringing the trophy on for all the players, and they'll now be joined by all the backroom staff as well. The manager ushering everyone on for that great team picture. Celtic, the Scottish Cup winners 2018, but they're also the League Cup winners and the Premiership winners as well. Glasgow, as always, is green and white, and all the players, the backroom staff celebrating on the podium.
There's that amount of people on the podium, it may be in danger of collapsing. I don't think it was probably made for those amount of players and backroom staff, but every one man deserves to be on there to take the plaudits of the fans for what they have achieved, for what they've done, for what they've put into this football club to make us invincible last season. to make his double winning treble, or treble winners this season. I'm lost where I'm going, but hopefully I'm just getting into the mood of a party, Paul.
Well, the Celtic fans enjoying the party, I'm sure you are, wherever you're watching in the world. Remember, if you're in the UK or Ireland, you're still listening, tune into our social media channels and you'll be able to enjoy all these celebrations. The players just putting some t-shirts on. There is going to be an open bus top procession from Kilmarnock train station up the gateway to Paradise. So if you're in the vicinity, why don't you head along and cheer on the boys? It'll be starting at roughly 6:15. It's never been done before in our lifetime, really. I think the Lisbon Lions had something just at the park and round the track, but it really does just emphasise our dominance of this city and in this country.
Well, I remember in '95, Tommy had an impromptu almost pub crawl away back then, but it wasn't an open top bus. It wasn't permitted back then. It is going to be now, and I'm sure all these supporters will start to make, once they've given their adulation to the players for turning in another wonderful performance. I'm sure they'll be making their way out towards those areas to line the bus to return at Celtic Park with, once again, those 3 trophies, which will do nicely to be in the Celtic trophy room.
Well, Celtic players, you can never tire of these celebrations. I think as a Celtic fan, you always want to see those green and white ribbons on those trophies, and again at the end of the season to finish off with the Scottish Cup is just brilliant.
It is, and it's a fitting way, you know, for what we've wanted to be at the start of the season. You know, you would love to have just won the league again to keep that record going of 7 in a row, but you know, it's probably nobody's wildest dreams when you've managed to get another treble. But when you look at where we've been and where we've come through, and you would imagine that we'll get stronger next year if the manager getting a few additions to the team, signing up guys like Tom Roddick and permanent deals, you can only see us getting stronger and stronger.
Scott Brown getting the acclaim that I'm sure will come in abundance tomorrow as well. And remember, why not, if you don't already have your ticket, get along to that game tomorrow. I'm sure it will be a wonderful celebration as well. Celtic versus the Republic of Ireland, Scott Brown's testimonial, and it has been a remarkable season for him. Every individual Player of the Year award he has lifted, and he's also lifted every trophy available as well.
Well, you wouldn't want it to end for him. You want that to continue. He's just putting in the performances that have just been outstanding, and actually getting better with age. You would think, but obviously huge influence, and we can't say enough. I've mentioned it so far, and Brendan and the part in that's transformed Scott Brown into the kind of player that he is, and ably assisted by so many others. And that's why we are double treble winners.
And always Lee Griffiths tying a scarf on the post, and always a wonderful sight. And the Celtic players just savouring it. It's been a long, hard season. We've played many more games than anyone else, but yet still to have that level of energy on a very hot day here at Hampden is a testament to their fitness.
Listen, but being a player and I've been part of it, maybe not playing as many games as what these lads have done, but that's the kind of things you want to do. But to be able to play at that level, at that standard, and constantly win things is something that is quite remarkable, and you can talk about it non-stop, but it is such a feat to be able to perform and win, as you say. It's so much so that it has never been done in the history of Scottish football. It's been never done before, and you know, that shows the magnitude of where Celtic are at this moment in time within Scottish football. And we do not want it to stop. I will be hopefully here next year celebrating this as I see a double treble banner. Hopefully we'll a treble.
Well, the Celtic fans, once again, I think Kieran Tierney probably leading. In fact, he is leading the Celtic fans. I think he enjoys that almost as much as the games themselves.
I would hope there's no referee about that we book him for ill-coaching or leaving the field of play. But I suppose at this time I think he's going for another wee tune or give another cheers. I'm not quite sure what he's wanting to do.
I think he's just handing the megaphone back, having led the fans in a bit of a celebration. In fact, he's almost in the fans, so... Well, we did see at Tynecastle that when he's not playing, he's just in amongst all the Celtic supporters.
Well, that's what gets him, I think, for the support. He is the guy out there that is representing every single one of us in the stands. He's living the dream. He's making sure that this team are successful. He's got a part to play within it, as the support have done, as the walk-on echoes around Hampden.
Well, it's always a wonderful sight, a wonderful sound, and the Celtic fans say absolutely packed.
I don't think Kieran's quite finished with the supporters at the back there. He's one of the back. I think that may be the double treble banner that he is bringing on to the field of play. If somebody, I think it's quite heavy, whether somebody can give him a wee hand with that one.
Well, he really just is incredible, Kieran Tierney.
Listen, I think that's what the supporters want. They want every single one of those players out there to be a Kieran Tierney and following the example. And I'm sure he's having an influence in so many of the lads that are coming in that maybe don't have that connection with the football club and knowing what it means to be able to pull on that Celtic jersey, the pride that he has within the football club and for representing his football club. And I think we're just blessed to have somebody like that within Celtic.
Well, I think the Celtic players just trying to unscramble the banner so that it leads the right way up, but it's a real party atmosphere here at Hampden. The players will get a well-earned break after this before they have to start back doing it all over again.
Yeah, that's for the future, but that's just now. They will be celebrating, and they'll probably still be celebrating tomorrow in the game for Scott Brown, and as everybody, as they are trying to do now. And eventually we get there, we get it the right way up. Well, we've got every single one of them there joining in the double treble banner. And what a befitting way. A magnificent round of applause from the crowd.
Well, these are great days. We've seen some wonderful days down through the years as Celtic supporters, and this is right up there with the very best of them.
Oh, you know, to think of where we've been in the past and the places and the dark times that we had and myself through the 90s, and to see that out and to be where we are just now, in a place of joy, in a place of celebration, in a place of partying, just about, you know, every game is a stunning way that Celtic football has been transformed. And for me and for one and for everybody out here who experienced those dark times, this hopefully will never end.
Well, certainly Celtic's dominance under Brendan Rodgers is absolute. 6 trophies played for, 6 trophies won. A double treble, it has been absolutely incredible. And the desire to keep improving, to keep delivering success will not diminish in any way, and Celtic will do it all over again next season, I'm sure, when they'll go for a 3rd treble in a row. This afternoon it is all about this season and the party, the celebration. What a wonderful day at Hampden.
I was always doing a Kieran Tierney there signing a few autographs for the supporters behind us, and We're certainly making it a very special occasion, but it's not often we get to the far side of the stadium here, but I think we'll certainly milk this.
We certainly will. Hampden in the sun. Celtic, the double treble winners, history in the making. We have given it to you, you have witnessed it, we've all enjoyed it. It has been absolutely remarkable. Enjoy your double treble celebrations wherever you are in the world, I'm sure you will. Thanks as always for joining us here on Celtic TV, and remember, join us tomorrow for Scott Brown's testimonial, Celtic versus the Republic of Ireland. But for now, from Hampden, from the double treble winners, it's hail hail.